most, you know, and don't get me wrong, I do grind the all 10.
Sure.
But sometimes something just unique comes out of grinding the all 10. It feels like a special team. It feels like there's intangibles about this team
to me,
that go beyond the all 10. If it's Tibbs, if it's Jalen,
it's just I think they are. I tweeted this last night. I think it speaks to what you're saying. If you are a neutral party for any of these Knicks games, to me, you find yourself rooting.
You do.
Because the combination of, okay, so Josh Hart's just going to play every minute. They don't seem to have as much raw talent as the opposition.
Yes.
And do you agree? You're saying, so you're agreeing with me. And so I know they're the 2 seed, and Jalen just came in 5th in MVP voting. I'm not acting like they're a team full of Rudies, but they feel like underdoggy the way they play and the way they fight. And he is an underdog.
The fact that he's gotten to this point where some are considering him a superstar.
Yes.
He's certainly en route to that.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's an underdog. I mean, he was a second-round pick. He's a role player the first 4 years of his career. So, yeah, and let me shout out Dante DiVincenzo.
No doubt.
Who was in that clip we showed earlier. I mean, he hit some clutch threes last night, and he's been doing it throughout the playoffs. Obviously, the game-winning shot in Game 1. So I think quickly, and this goes to the lovable thing, I think they're also showing, look, and we've seen it over the years. Guys that play 3 and 4 years, it's not a rule, but a lot of guys that play 3 and 4 years in college come into the league more mature, more experienced. They know how to play the game. And even though they're not as talented as some of the one-and-done guys, they get it done. And Josh Hart, Dante DiVincenzo, and Brunson are leading this charge, and all of them played at least 3 years at Villanova.
All right, not to play spoiler here. OG's hamstring, Brunson's foot, Mitchell Robinson. At what point is the pixie dust?
Well, so listen, I think they now have a margin of error where I would be totally fine with Jalen and OG sitting Game 3. Because you can lose that.
Okay, well, so now they're changing the topic about what should they do into the future. Let's just talk about the Knicks as a whole right now. Because people are getting a little too high on them. And I get why. I agree. If you're a neutral party, they are absolutely that team that's fun to root for. And, you know, Jalen Brunson's an awesome story. Even just like their core, the bunch of Villanova guys, you know, coming from college and this, that, like, it is. It is. I can definitely see if you are an outside perspective, a casual fan, whatever it is, you don't have a dog in this fight, you're rooting for the Knicks. I totally get that. And like I said, watching Jalen Brunson do all he can do, there's always something about these smaller guys being able to, you know, ball out. And, you know, he's a little bit of an underdog, both on the court and, you know, just throughout his career in general. All great stuff. DiVincenzo, Hart, you know, right? Hart playing for, you know, every single minute. All great stuff. It really, really is. And they're obviously well coached. They play great. Against the Sixers, they played great. They showed especially that their role players were better prepared, better for the moment, could step up when the moment called for it, you know, and that really matters. So I totally get why people are high on the Knicks. But now let's get to reality, okay? Let's actually see what's happening, okay? Number one, the 76ers are not that great of a team. The whole aspect of them being successful is predicated on Joel Embiid being great, okay? Now, he was obviously injured, okay? And whether you want to say that that's why he wasn't able to get the job done, even though he had a 50-point game, he was clearly injured. Half his face was paralyzed. His knees messed up. But if Joel Embiid could play 100% and ball out like he plays during the regular season, the Knicks would have lost that series. Now, whether you want to say it was because of injuries or Joel Embiid comes up small in the playoffs because he chokes or is just not good enough, it's neither here nor there, quite honestly. Because if Joel Embiid played better during those playoffs, the margin of error between the Knicks versus the Sixers was very small. And they easily then could have lost that series. I mean, that's not even an opinion. It's just a fact. They were winning ever so slightly. You know, that's how that series unfolded. So it's not hard to imagine that if Joel Embiid played 5% better, 10% better, boom, the Knicks lose. So there you go. That's number one. Number two, the Pacers are not that good of a team. Let's be real here, okay? They were losing to Milwaukee without Giannis, okay? And a banged up Damian Lillard. Like if Giannis and Dame and all them were full strength, the Pacers would not be here. The Knicks would be facing Giannis, okay? And Damian Lillard. A very different team. A very different team. And now let's say they would be able to, so I don't think they would be able to beat them. And if they would be able to, that would be impressive to me. That would definitely be more impressive to me. But I'm not so sure the Knicks are going to beat, that they're going to be able to beat the Celtics. This idea that they're going to be able to get to the championship or win championship, guys, that is just wishful thinking. Because look no further than the Pacers are clearly an inferior team. No question. And yet, look what the Timberwolves have done to the Denver Nuggets, the Phoenix Suns, what OKC did to Dallas Mavericks, what the Celtics is doing to Cleveland. It's like not even close. You know without a shadow of a doubt who is this dominant team. Who's the winner? Who's going to win that series? These two games against the Pacers were kind of, close. That first game was close. The Pacers could have absolutely won that game. And same thing with this game too. There was no true convincing you're not on our level. And if the Knicks were really that good and that special of a team, they would be doing what OKC did to Dallas. What the Timberwolves did to Denver. What the Celtics are doing to Cleveland. That's the way it works. So this idea that they're going to be, maybe they'll be able to take advantage of the Celtics. Celtics are a little banged up. That's definitely a possibility. I don't think so. My gut tells me no. I have to think about it a little bit more, see how this series unfolds a little bit more, see how the Celtics series unfolds a little bit more. But my guess is if it's Celtics versus the Knicks, which is what it probably will be, I got the Celtics. And if the Celtics somehow end up blowing that, it'll be more about the Celtics than the Knicks. And there's just no chance, no doubt in my mind, the Knicks lose to OKC, the Timberwolves, and the Denver Nuggets. There's just no way. There's no way that the Knicks are beating any team out west that's left. And you guys know that I'm not even high on the Dallas Mavericks. I think the Dallas Mavericks would beat the Knicks. And this isn't to pull the Knicks down. It's not. The Knicks are just not ready. They're not there. They're not even full strength, the Knicks. Okay? You're missing a piece. And you need to get a piece. Like, you need to get like a KD. You losing would be the best thing because then it would open the door potentially for a KD. Which that would put you over the hump. Now you're talking. Now you would probably be favored to win the East. And then who knows? So there's just no way that the Knicks are going to be able to beat anyone out west. And I think they'll struggle to get past the Celtics. If they were blowing out the Pacers, then I would say okay. If they were convincingly dominating. If they convincingly beat the Sixers even. But they didn't. They really didn't. So the teams that are really legit, the teams that are really like, we are here, they win in a way where you were just like, wow. That is what OKC did to the Dallas Mavericks. That is what the Timberwolves did to the Denver Nuggets. Now you have two inferior teams. Now you have an inferior team in the Pacers, and the Knicks are just getting by. It's not good enough. So I get why people are high on the Knicks. I really, really do. They're a fun story. It's New York. There's a lot of energy. The Knicks crowd is great. They're loud. They're rowdy. It's fun. It definitely is. If you're looking for a team just to root for during the playoffs, I get why you would gravitate towards the Knicks. But it's just not going to happen. I'm sorry. It's just not going to happen. I would genuinely be stunned if the Knicks somehow make it to the finals and then somehow win in the finals. I just don't see it happening. I really, really don't. But those are just my thoughts. I would absolutely love to hear yours. What do you think about the New York Knicks? Do you think that they are poised to truly make a run and actually legitimately make the finals, or dare I say, win the finals? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We are building an amazing community here, and I'd absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to, something that we're really excited to be part of, and I think we're well on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with the visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much, and see you next time.